I see a lot of vintage Christmas ornaments. Oh, whoa. This is our most ambitious undertaking yet. Give you a little background on the situation. I flew to Connecticut to buy a lot of Roseville and McCoy pottery, but in addition to that, we get to help do this house clean out, and anything that's left over we are free to take and discard or do with what we want. Anything that was left in this house. It is massive. It's going to take days to work our way through this stuff. This is probably going to end up being a multi-part episode, but let's get into it. Okay, let's do a quick walkthrough just to get a little bit of an overview of the task at hand here. We have so much stuff to go through and get out of this house. I'm gonna try to sell most of the furniture on Facebook Marketplace. The McCoy pottery. Bunch of old records. We got so much stuff. That is a very cool cabinet. Old washboard. vintage children's high chair. So much stuff. Waterfall cabinet. A metal Empire State Building light. All right, let's take a quick look in the attic. There's a vintage cookware. That's a very cool old trunk. There's so much stuff to go through. This is going to be a massive undertaking to clean this house out. But there's got to be tons and tons of vintage treasures. It's just going to take a little while to work through everything. See what we got. Okay, let's take a look in the kitchen. Once again, just a massive amount of stuff. I originally was trying to do this in 5 days, but that's seems like a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. More vintage cookware. Let's see what we got in here. Oh wow. Even more vintage cookware. All right, now let's move on into the bedrooms. Just a massive amount of stuff to clean out. Rooster lamp. Hi everyone. That's a cool lamp. Tons of vintage artwork. A lot of really cool frames. My wife will love this. This is right up her alley. Wish she was here with me. This would be a whole lot easier if she was here. Vintage children's stool. Some vintage Afghans. Bedroom number 2. So much McCoy pottery. Roseville. More McCoy pottery. We purchased all the McCoy and Roseville pottery for $750. I believe there's right around, it was somewhere between 150 and 180 total pieces. I don't have an exact count just yet. Or the vintage art that my wife just absolutely loves, and that is a really cool frame. Disney. Head into the bathroom. First thing I see is this really cool floral hamper. I don't see much else in here, really. Another attic with more stuff. See if I can make it up here without falling. All right. Now up we go. Hello, darkness, my old friend. See if I can find a light switch. Holy cow. There's so much stuff up here. See a really old trunk. Some waterfall dressers. Vintage Christmas stuff, which is always great. I see some vintage luggage, hard shell, more artwork, some vintage ties, another really old trunk. There's so much stuff up here. Whoa, do not fall. A couple swung vases. This is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. I can't wait to show you guys what we find. But let's move down to the basement. Okay, now let's go down, see what we got in the basement. Once again, so much stuff. Tons of artwork. This pool table is buried. A lot more McCoy. These lights. It's a church pew. Some comic books. Some old speakers. Oh, these wall sconces. This mid-century coffee table. Look at all this McCoy pottery. I think some of it is Roseville also. Like I said, we bought all the pottery for $750. Vintage license plate. The Empire State, 1953. Just fans. Doorstop cast iron. Oh, that's an old typewriter. So much cool stuff. Deer head. Vintage, possibly antique bed frame. Hopefully the light is not too bad down here and you guys can see all this all right. It's pretty dark in the basement. Once again, more stuff. Whoa. These are some vintage children's toys, metal trucks. This has got to be from the 30s or 40s. Star Wars. I honestly don't even know where to start when I start working my way through all this stuff. I guess I'll start with the furniture, try to get it listed on Marketplace. Teddy is good enough for me. Some baseball cards. Some Star Wars randomly new in the box. Quart pottery jar. Barbie new in the box. This little table's cool. A vintage sled. A lot of old records. See a lot of old cast iron back in there. More pottery, planters. See some mid-century table lamps. We sold quite a few of those before. Another vintage license plate. This is Florida, 1963. But seriously, where do I start with all this stuff? More old records, children's books. A lot of vintage games, board games. A pile of them. Creepy Crawlers, Green Ghost, the Slider Jarts, Lawn Darts. Another really old trunk. I'm curious to know what's in these trunks. A vintage scale. Some brass candle holders from a church that I believe they said burnt down. Whole shelf full of stuff. See some more vintage cast iron down there. More old records and books and magazines.